camera can see things you cannot see with the naked eye.
This is so cool.
I've heard of spirit photography before, I've just never seen it in person.
This is a horror movie today. It's not good, but it makes money. So what makes a good horror movie? First, you have to think. What makes a good movie? And then you can build the horror around that. This list can be extremely long, so let's just keep it simple and just go over the basics. Character development, atmosphere, sound, and composition. These elements in particular is what makes a horror movie good. Character development. Time and time again we have the helpless blonde being chased by her stalker. But really think and use some creativity, like, okay, she can still be a blonde, but what if she was a mother? And instead of a psychopathic murderer, it's her embodiment of fear itself. And that's the Babadook, taking a familiar formula and adding a slight twist to it to make it stand out from the herd of other mindless horror films. Oh, but my movie isn't like that. I couldn't care less about character development in my story. It's about the villain going on a spree. Okay, well those type of films are called the slasher or body count movies. These type of antagonists are monsters not usually portrayed as humans with emotions and just being a killing machine. So it's damn near impossible to know how it feels to be Michael Myers at the end of the first movie. Spoiler alert, he gets shot and dies, but not really. But you can't. You're given a little backstory about his life. But we follow Jamie Lee Curtis's character through the film as she overcomes this unstoppable evil over and over and over and over again. And this time with Busta Rhymes. You're always going to root for the hero, no matter if they're good, bad, or indifferent. You want to see them win. Atmosphere. Now what's the point of having a scary movie without the right setting? You have to make your audience feel like how your characters feel. Make them feel alone. Make them feel like they have no escape. That's why the cabin in the woods scenario works so well, but we've seen it all. Even the movie Cabin in the Woods pokes fun at this. That brings me to sound. Ambience, original scores, sound effects, all these sounds go into a movie. But it's never been so important as it is in a horror movie. These type of sounds can build up and break down a horror movie. For instance, the infamous jump scene in Insidious.
I can still hear that voice.
Some horror movies are so dependent on sound, it becomes laughable without it. Composition. And what also makes a good horror movie is in the composition. A challenge to all filmmakers out there. Every frame of your film could be hung up as a painting. And this is where a lot of horror movies lose their steam and just lose their craft. Like the found footage movies as of late. It just takes a little bit of effort to compose a shot rather than just making it where it's a found footage movie. Because it's cheap and you can make a fuck ton of sequels off of it. The Conjuring is a simple horror movie at its core, but it's shot greatly. Meanwhile, in the Paranormal Activity series, God, that's so boring. So when it comes to a movie, you have to really put forth some effort. So if you want to make a horror now, at least you have a general idea of how to make it